The night we graduated from high school, there was a dance, a big dance in the next town. So my buddy and I decided to bring our dates over there. And I was the first one, my date was the first one I had to pick up. So I went to her house. And the reason I picked her, she actually was a year behind me in high school, is I was really in love with her mother. My folks had a mom and pop grocery store in the neighborhood, and I used to see her in there a lot. But her husband was this huge Italian, and he had one of these beautiful Italian names, you know, euphonious names, like Bonaducci Bonaduccio. And he was huge, so I decided not to fool around with his wife, because I would have ended up at Fish Food maybe with concrete slippers at the bottom of the river. I didn't want that. But they thought I was a nice Italian boy, so I could take out their daughter. I went to their house and they opened the door. The daughter came down, and she had a lot of her mother's beauty also. She was just 17, you know what I mean? And she had this robin's egg blue dress on, sequin dress. It wasn't a mermaid dress. It didn't go all the way to the floor. It went to just above the knee. And she had a ballerina figure. She was taking ballet lessons, I know. My brother knew her, and he, kind of sarcastically, I think he was a little jealous. He said, "She doesn't have a great figure or nothing." That was my brother. So I said my goodbyes to the family, went to the car, I opened the door for her, she got in. I went around to my side, opened the door, got in. The first awkward pause. We both knew exactly what had happened. I stepped in dog on her lawn. When she got in the car, it smelled pretty good. I had one of those pine tree things hanging over the rear view mirror. When I got in, it was horrible. Do you ever see swans on a lake? They look so beautiful and so calm. And underneath the water, their little legs are going like mad. That was us. We were thinking, what can we do? She was the swan, I was the duck. I was the ugly duck. None of us thought of anything to say. Okay, the next problem was I had to go pick up my friend and his date. I got to his house, I wiped off my foot the best I could on his lawn, and I warned him. I said, this is not really good. I told him exactly what happened. He said, okay. And when I got back in the car, it wasn't too bad, but it's really hard to get rid of that l'eau de merde de chien once it's in the air, even though I opened up all the vents as we were going. So he got in, we went to pick up his date, and he had warned her also, and they were sitting in the back seat. And I'm convinced that the back seat was a lot worse than the front seat because we were right in front of the vents in front. Got to the dance rather, and it was wonderful, absolutely perfect. I mean, we were like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. My family pronounced it Ginger Rogers. Beautiful. And one other awkward pause. She not only had that beautiful dress on, she had glass slippers. Well, they weren't glass, they were you know, plastic, translucent plastic. And I saw another girl that had the same shoes on. I said, look at that. So she's got the same shoes that you have on. Big awkward pause there. So it turned out, oh, another thing, this was a big band. This was one of the bands, I don't remember the name of the director, but it was like, you know, one of the big bands from way back. And my girlfriend said, every time my back was turned to the band, they were winking at her over my shoulder. I said, boy, if that isn't affirmation for an 18-year-old just out of high school, that is great. Well, my friend's girlfriend, she not only looked pale, she looked green. And I really felt sorry for them in the back seat of this car.